We're on the burner account. Call me Danny Durant. My main channel is Danny2K, and we're closing in on 250,000 subscribers over there, which still feels unreal to say. I mean, 250,000? Are you kidding me? And what makes this even crazier is, around this exact same time last year, I was at 54,000 subscribers, meaning that I've just about 5x my subs, gaining around 200k subs in 1 year. So was there some kind of secret formula? Was there a moment where I was like, oh, I understand it now? What clicked for me? That's what I want to get into today. I think there were a few key moments in my journey on YouTube that led to this, and I want to break those down. So first of all, I started my channel in November of 2022, and I want to note that this wasn't the first channel I'd ever made. I had been experimenting with YouTube since I was like 13, 14 years old, and even prior to that, when I was like 10, man, I was watching YouTube and I was like, bro, I want to be a YouTuber when I get older. This is so awesome. And I know a lot of kids say that, but I felt like I was quite serious about it. And I was young, watching videos about, hey, how can you gain more subscribers? How can you grow your channel? Stuff like that. So prior to the Danny2K channel, I had a few other channels. One of them hit 20k. It took me 3-4 years to do so. Had another one that in 2 years, we ran up to about 40k. And then both those channels kind of started to slow down, and I wanted to start something new. And that's when the Danny2K channel really got going. I'm in my senior year of high school. It's November of 2022. I dropped my first video. It was a video where I was trading everybody on the Warriors because the team wasn't doing too well. I was trying to capitalize on something that was popular in real life, right? And it actually worked. First video gets over 10,000 views. But I don't want to say, hey, I was an overnight success by any means, because even a year after posting my first video, and this is major for sure, I was happy with this progress, but we were at about 16,000 subscribers. Now that's skipping a few steps, and I want to talk about the whole beginning of the journey before we even get to that. But I post my first video, it does quite well, over 10,000 views. I'm hyped, and a couple of the other videos do well, some don't. But one thing that I knew immediately is that I had to set myself apart from these other great 2K creators. I'm in the My NBA niche on 2K, which is basically like rebuilds, what if scenarios, stuff like that. And there's quite a few people making content at a pretty high level within that niche. You've got guys like Click Productions, King of the Fourth Quarter, Med. Now Med was just really coming up around this time, but regardless, you had these guys, Six Rings of Steel. I could name YouTubes for a minute, but there's a lot of great guys in the scene around this time. And one thing that nobody was doing was posting daily content, and that's how I decided I was going to set myself apart. Now, an important distinction I want you to get here is that posting daily videos and just doing the same thing and learning nothing from it is probably not going to be very beneficial. The reason I wanted to post daily videos is because, first of all, I felt that it would build a really strong community, and it has. I think I've got one of the most awesome communities on YouTube, but maybe I'm a little bit biased because, you know, it's my community, but I really mess with my community. I think people are really engaged and really, you know, like my stuff, and I appreciate y'all a lot for that. And also want to say, I'm not trying to brag or do anything like that. I'm really just trying to give y'all advice and break down how I got to this point, because when I was starting on YouTube, this is something I would be interested in. Anyway, going back to this, I wanted to post daily content because I didn't see anybody doing that at the time within my niche. I knew that was how I was going to set myself apart. And I also knew that if I posted every day, I could learn something with each video. I could learn, hey, this idea is gonna hit. Hey, this is maybe a series I could do where I could spin this video off into another. And the more I did that, I was hitting more and missing less. And so you think about it, right? If somebody else is posting one video every week or one video every 2 weeks, I'm posting 14 videos every 2 weeks or 7 videos in 7 days, right? You think about that. I have so many more chances to hit. And if I'm learning from each video, eventually I'm going to have such a big pool of data that I can go ahead and know a lot about my niche, know a lot about what content works. And that really all started to compound and come together. there. Now, when I first was making my NBA content, I want to tell y'all, this is important. I didn't really have the best equipment by any means. I got from zero to that point where I was at about 13, 14K, which was about a year into the journey. I got all the way to that recording videos using the Xbox game clipping system, which if you know about that, oh my goodness, it is garbage. It only lets you record for up to 10 minutes at a time, so I would have to make separate clips each time. Sometimes the clips got lost. Also, you couldn't record live commentary, so I was post commentating all of the gameplay. In the big 2023 and 2022, I was doing post commentaries over 2K My NBA. This shouldn't have worked, but I worked with what I had because I was just getting started. I didn't want to invest a bunch of money into equipment, and I don't think that people should do that. This isn't financial advice or whatever, because I don't want to get my channel banned on the first video. I don't think you're supposed to say something's advice or whatever. Anyway, man, I'm not telling y'all what to do. I'm not telling you what to buy. None of that. What I'm saying is I didn't start off with the best equipment when I began on YouTube. I was editing my videos on a $150 Android tablet, and I know $150 is a lot, but in the grand scheme, you know, people are buying $1,000 PCs to edit their stuff. I was editing them on a $150 Android tablet. It would freeze up, it would lag. I was uploading in 30 FPS, right? So you gotta understand where we started. Then in October of 2023, I realized, hey, we're doing pretty well. We're a year into this. It's time to invest in the quality. So I get a PlayStation 5 and I get an Elgato. I get an actual mic so I can do live commentary, and I start using my school laptop to edit my videos. Now, the school laptop, I was freshman year of college. I bought this laptop. Laptop was kind of buns for YouTube. I was still uploading in 30 FPS, okay? But I had live commentary now. So that was a step forward in the right direction, and it led to some more growth. But I want to fast forward to March of 2024. Mind you, throughout this entire time, I'm consistently daily uploading, maybe missing a day here or there, but I'm hardly missing any days. Sometimes we'll post 2 videos. We're really averaging over 365 videos in a year, so more than a video a day on average throughout the course of a year. You fast forward to March 2024. We're at about 25 to 30,000 subscribers, right? So we're steadily growing. Things are going well, but this is where things really started to pick up for me. And here's a major change I made. I got another upgrade in terms of my equipment. I got my first ever PC. I've never had a PC before in my entire life. My buddy, he's a PC guy. He was like, dude, you're doing well on YouTube. You should go get yourself a PC. So I did. He told me, hey, this is what you're going to need. This will be more than enough, right? So I get the PC, and now I can record, edit, upload 60 FPS, better quality than ever. I can also do it faster than ever because my stuff's not freezing on me. I'm not dealing with lag. Everything's going so much faster and smoother. So I get this PC, the quality sees a major uptick, and immediately I see an uptick in subs. By the next month, I gained about 10,000 more subscribers. Then you fast forward to the end of July, you know, I was at 50,000 subscribers. So we about 2x the subs in 2-3 months or so. So I think that quality increase significantly helped the channel for sure. But I want to say, hey, I didn't do this when I first started the channel. I worked with what I had. I saw that I liked it, rather than saying, oh, I can't do YouTube because I don't have the right equipment. I made sure, hey, I'm enjoying this. I want to continue this. Now it's time to get this better equipment, and we're going to really go crazy. By the way, I was doing all this daily uploading stuff while in college. I'm still in college right now. So I was working around my college schedule. I was lucky enough to not have a job because YouTube has actually been my job my entire life. I haven't had another job. If y'all want me to get into that whole story and rundown, I can talk about that in a future video. And really, if you have any other video suggestions you want to see from me, please be my guest. Tap in with me in the comment section, and yeah, tell me what you want to see. Anyways, though, once I get this PC, the growth is just flying up, and I'm doing the exact same thing I'm doing before. I'm taking my data from my daily content, I'm applying it to new content. I'm also making sure that I have more calls to action, telling people early in the video, hey, subscribe to the channel, you know, like the video. I kind of turned it into a whole thing where I was just joking around, telling people to subscribe, trying to find different ways to get people to subscribe, because I thought, oh, if I got this returning audience, that's going to be incredibly valuable, and I can really build a connection with my community by uploading this daily content, getting these new subscribers in the door, and I think it's really led to something awesome. But anyways, July, we're at about 50K. Then you fast forward to December 25th, 2024, right, Christmas 2024, I hit 100K. So we about double up our subs in what, 5 months? And the reason that that happened, in my opinion, was just everything coming together. You had the daily content, you had the upgraded quality with the PC. I think also uploading these videos every single day made me more well-spoken. I knew what to say in these videos. I've done this so many times now that I feel I've gotten better at it. Maybe y'all don't think I'm that well-spoken, but hey, I had this one oral communications class. My teacher thought I was pretty good. So, you know, that's really all that matters. Anyway, another thing that was big for me was the release of NBA 2K25. 2K25 released in what, September of 2024, and usually my NBA content is kind of slow at the start of the year and picks up later on. So around November, December is when we really started to gain momentum. But what was really big about the release of NBA 2K25 was the fact that it was on PC. PC allowed me to do everything so much faster. Before I was recording off the PlayStation, the game would simulate so much slower. It didn't look as good. Now I'm doing it on PC. It simulates much faster, meaning I can make longer videos and do things in half the time. You know, do them a lot faster, maybe even less than half the time, just because of how fast PC is. So I've been able to do longer videos that people can engage with more, and people have really enjoyed those. So PC finally having the next gen edition of 2K was also huge for me this year. But what was really big was, again, taking that data, studying it, seeing what has worked, what hasn't, trying to repeat on that, and also testing new ideas now and then. I want to say that I don't think it's a good idea as a YouTuber to just go out and go for these wild home run hit ideas that you're not sure if they're going to work. I don't think it's a good idea to do those all the time. What I like to do is post a video that I would call a safe video that I think, you know, my audience likes this. This is something I've done before, and I'm kind of twisting around the concept. This is something that's worked in my niche, and I'm doing this. So that would be what I would call a safe video. I like to post some safe videos, and then here or there we go for a video that's kind of new, a different experiment, but if it hits, it could be a home run, right? But you got to understand, you can't just be going for the craziest stuff all the time, especially once you're established. Now, when you're starting, like back when I was starting with the My NBA content, I had a lot more room to experiment because I didn't really have much of an audience, so I was just trying stuff, throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what worked. But I was able to learn what worked so much faster because of the quantity of content that I was making. Oh yeah, also, somebody's probably going to ask, what editing software do you use? I use DaVinci Resolve. It's similar to Premiere Pro, except it's free, so that's pretty cool, right? And then for thumbnails, I use Photoshop, but you can get away with using Pixar, Canva, other stuff like that. There's good free Photoshop alternatives as well, so don't think that you gotta have Photoshop. I think that's about all I gotta say here. Just wanted to kind of dive into how the channel has grown so much over this past year. It's been absolutely incredible. I want to thank y'all so much for everything. First video on Danny's Burner. Don't expect daily videos. I'm probably going to be posting, I don't know, once a week or so. But like, subscribe. Hope y'all enjoyed the Clash gameplay. I know I'm low-key trash. Peace.